First of all, a lot of people, when they hear mental health, they think, oh, I don't have that. But mental health actually means emotional, psychological and social well-being. So it's overall health. And then you have the physical health. And people like to divide the two and they like to just forget about the mental aspect. But the mental aspect is what controls everything.
Don't know, we back with another episode. SplashCast. Yeah, the biggest podcast on the road right now, you know. Everyone's talking about it. Trust me. Don't miss out, man. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. You get me? Today, obviously, we've got our first female guest. We're trying to get the females on. So you know what? Big up the females. We want more females on our podcast. We want to interact with more females because sometimes it's good to get a female's perspective. And yeah, man. So
serious.
No further ado, I'd like you to introduce yourself and tell the people what you do and that.
Hi guys, I'm Cassia. You can call me Cass, and I work in holistic healing, therapies, massages, production. There's a couple of things that I do, but today we're going to focus on mental health.
Okay, I like that. So when you say the healing of the therapy, how long have you been doing that for?
So there's different routes in there, but I've been trying to do it for over 6 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying trying though, you're doing it, innit? You're not trying.
Because obviously I've started from zero. I've started from scratch. I've never really tried to work with people, so that's why I said trying. Okay. But yeah, now I am where I need to be.
Okay. And also for the people that are watching, just give a little background of yourself and just tell the people where you're from and that.
What do you mean?
Like, background, where you grew up, what area you're from.
Oh, okay, yeah. So originally from Poland.
Okay.
Yeah. Village, farms.
So what, you was born in Poland, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Born in Poland, lived in France, and then I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what age did you leave Poland?
I was about 5.
Okay, so
so I come here when I was 8, because I was in France as well.
Do you have any memories of back home?
Yeah. I've got it was actually quite good. Like childhood wise, I would definitely send my kids there for the childhood. Because it was good.
What about when you moved to France?
France was good as well. Very different though. Every country is so different. Like in schools, they used to still allow kids to be hit by the teachers and stuff. So I remember when I used to go there, I was like, oh,
where's that
this
in
is
France?
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
In Poland, it's very different. Like you're not allowed to snitch on anyone and things like that. So if you get, if someone's bullying you,
you can't snitch.
You can't snitch.
No snitching.
The teacher will bully you.
What, for snitching?
For snitching, yeah.
They install it into you from young, basically.
Yeah. I like that.
I like that mentality as well. Still, don't snitching. Stop being a telltale. Like my man, do you remember Recess?
They call what's his name?
Randall.
Randall.
Yeah. Randall for Recess. He was a. So what would you say as well? Like the cultural differences. Like when you come to London, between like obviously where you've grown up in Poland and France, what would you say the cultural differences, and what would you prefer?
I would definitely prefer. This is a hard one because there's things that I like in England and there's things that I like in Poland. Maybe cultural, I maybe prefer Poland and France.
Okay.
They have a bit more morals, I suppose, than UK don't really have that.
Okay.
But when it comes to UK, definitely money, business, networking is a lot better than, for example, Poland.
Same.
But yeah, when it comes to like romance, when it comes to relationships, just people.
So you're talking about the men, or just the men and the women?
No, just everything. Okay, like when it comes to even friendships, like in Poland, you don't fight with knives, you just fight.
Okay.
You don't fight with knives.
Fist to fist thing.
Yeah. You don't fight with knives. You don't have guns. So obviously, there's going to be some people that do have one of those things, you know, but they are classed as, you know, because we can't fist fight, so you have to use that. So they would literally they would demolish you. Just
joke man.
Literally.
In layman's terms, joke man.
Yeah. So that's deep that you said that though, because you see, so when you say the morals, would you say like, is it the mentality of the people, innit, that live here? Because I kind of get what you're saying, because obviously here now, when we was growing up, it was more fist to fist fights, but then later on down the line,
changed up.
Yeah, it changed up, innit? No one wants to like have a fist to fist fight. They want to try and use a weapon against you, and I feel that also causes a lot of divide, because once you've like, if you have a fisticuffs with your friend, you can make up next day, boom, as men, whatever, you get me. But once you draw a weapon and you use a weapon on someone, that's it. There's no turning back from that. That friendship's over straight away. You see what I'm saying?
And you're gonna have continuous sort of that
it's
sort
gonna
of
be a ripple
past
effect.
following you around. Yeah. What I mean by morals is like even relationships. For example, if a man cheats in the UK, he's classed as a king, whereas in Poland,
By who?
but we'll just
By
well
who?
mainly
By who?
because like it's a thing, right, where guys go around and be like, oh yeah, I got this chick and I got this chick. Where in Poland they would look at you like, that's not really a good thing. They would think that's a bit dirty.
Okay.
I don't think anyone calls someone a king. Even if my brethren said to me, yo, like he's got a girl and he's linking this girl, that girl, I wouldn't.
Don't pop down your household.
I wouldn't
don't
encourage
pop down
that
what
at
you
all.
have,
I wouldn't encourage that still. I promise
Okay,
you.
well that's you guys then, yeah. But from what I've seen,
I think that's a younger generation or like, what do you say?
Maybe.
I don't know. But even if you hear the music, like if you just look at drill, for example.
It's
You
not
could say
just drill
that.
though. It's not
Yeah,
just
it's not
drill.
just drill.
It's rap.
Yeah, well,
even rock
drill,
music.
rap.
Even
Hey, bro,
Yeah.
let me get this one here, yeah?
Go on.
You see, like, cool, like, see, cool. You see Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
He was kind of like seen like a gangster rapper, old school and that. He was married from, correct me if I'm wrong, when he was like 18, he was married. But he's talking about all this pimp stuff and talking about gal and that. But that's just entertainment, though. His wife knows that it's
Yeah,
entertainment.
but how do you know? How do you know he's been loyal to his wife?
Well, we don't know.
We
but
don't know,
Their
but-
marriage
Exactly.
seems pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's they're
And how do you
married
know
till
his
now.
wife's been loyal to him though as well?
It's true,
It
it's
can work
true.
both ways, isn't it? You see what I'm trying to say? Mental way, we always get slandered for everything, innit? But
Say how it's like UK is 10 years back from America. So soon or later the guns are going to come into the UK and everyone's going to be using it like now. So like I know that Poland's going to hit that as well because like even the music that they're producing now, they're basically trying to copy England
Doing drill now, innit?
and now there's more of the sort of like that sort of culture's coming into Poland now. So that's why I'm comparing music because music does influence you whether you like it or not.
No, it does,
So
it does.
even if you're not doing what you're talking about, other people will naturally subconsciously consume that.
I'd say
Oh,
it's,
go on.
I'd say it's because that's what I was gonna say. Even like as much as it's rap drill, you are right what you're saying. But even in like the rock stars and that, it's the same thing. They like get loads of women and you see what I'm trying to say, like Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Like they're known. They're known like the
Anyone in the
Beatles.
public light,
Yeah,
in
like
the public eye,
entertainment.
would kind of be on that, or they got a lot of female attention or male
Exactly,
attention. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, anyone. That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah,
whether
facts.
it's male or female. Yeah, so.
I don't know. I think Polish culture's a bit different still. Yet they still have some.
Morals.
Yeah.
What I can say to that, because I got a Polish friend, yeah, and she, what's it called? She was over here, and I don't know, she was kind of outside, yeah, and then she moved to Poland with her husband, who's a fiance at the time. Now they're married. She lives in Poland. She's like a whole different girl to when I knew her in the UK. So I can kind of understand what she's talking about.
Yeah, that like they
yeah.
prioritize marriage. Like
Marriage,
they'll
yeah,
they
put
do.
marriage before
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
whereas
yeah.
here is like
Kids
kids
first, then
maybe
marriage.
no marriage.
Yeah,
Like-
We've kind of got it wrong. Like,
Yeah,
Wrong
yeah,
way
yeah.
round, isn't it?
And a lot of like women in the UK cheat as well. Whereas there's a lot of like in America, USA, and the UK, more women cheat like than any
They're
other
loose,
country.
basically. They're
yeah,
looser,
like
yeah.
the stats. That's what
Yeah.
they show.
I see. I kind of get what she's saying because you see certain parts of the world, especially when you've got culture, like you said, with the culture or having a religion and a belief. Yeah, is that it keeps you more loyal to that family and to the. You're not really worrying about what's outside. You see what I'm trying to say, like because. I see that a lot, like here, the Western world, like the Western part, I say America, England, even some parts of Europe, gal them are loose. You get me?
Outside,
Yeah, the man number don't like. And especially here, we have no like. I don't think we have no culture here, to be honest. You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
It's a bit of a mixture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
madness. I was gonna ask you as well. What is your thoughts on marriage? Like, would you like? Are you married, or would you like to get married one day?
I mean, I don't think about it. But obviously, yeah, as a woman, I would like to get married. I would like to have kids, and I would like to have a family. But I'm not a fairy. Don't know if it's gonna happen. You know, looking at the world, I don't know.
So
So-
you're a realist, basically. You're
Yeah,
not trying to
yeah.
live in that fairy tale.
Yeah,
Even
it
though-
is what it is, sort of thing. That's how I.
But do you feel like you'd have to go back home to get married, or you think you could do that in the UK? You think you
No,
could pull
no.
it
I
off?
think I'm sure there's good men out here
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well. Yeah, I'm sure there's men that think similar to me or in that sort of direction. But yeah, marriage. I feel like marriage is been lost because it's such a godly thing. People don't look at it. They don't put that in that sort of sector with God. They just sort of want papers or a visa or, you know, or their parents want them to. It's not the same thing. So me personally, I would probably have to be correct with God to be able to then marry. Like I want to do the right things in that sector.
That makes sense.
So it comes to me as well, not just the guy. So
that makes sense, because marriage is like a contract in this part of the world. Yeah. But not in real life, it's like with God. But I'm saying in this part of the world, it's like a contract. You know what I mean? Like marriage contract, and then things pop down, you get divorced, then 9 times out of 10, the man's always going to be affected.
Didn't you see the one the other day though with Hakimi?
Yeah.
You saw that one,
Go on, break it down. What happened?
So his wife filed for divorce. She filed for divorce, but he put all his money to on his mum's name.
Jeez.
So it's a new wave. Everyone's signing their money.
So
he
he got married, but he made sure that everything goes to his mum.
Yeah. So now he's getting half of her income.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's lit still. Yeah, that's lit. He's smart guy. So obviously you went to go into the mental health. So what was it that we was talking about a minute ago? You're saying that most illnesses is stemmed from mental health.
Yeah.
So would you say every illness?
That's my opinion, but from science, even science has proven this. So where do we start? First of all, a lot of people when they hear mental health, they think, oh, I don't have that. But mental health actually means emotional, psychological and social well-being. So it's overall health. And then you have the physical health. People like to divide the two, and they like to just forget about the mental aspect. But the mental aspect is what controls everything. It controls your physical health. It controls your internal health. It controls everything. And people might disagree when it comes to illnesses, especially when it comes to like genetic ones. But if stress can kill an unborn baby, then if stress didn't kill the unborn baby, whatever was left behind can produce like disability or, for example, autism and things like that. So there is science behind it. There is case studies where they've literally focused on severely stressed pregnant women, and they've all of them, 10 out of 10, gave birth to autistic or disabled children. And then it comes down to obviously let's get science, like let's get into that now. When stress is present in the body, first of all, stress is a thought, right? So when stress is present in the body will experience it. And it will raise cortisol levels, which is a hormone that obviously occurs when there's stress in the body. And it decreases, I don't want to say it incorrectly, immunoglobulin. Immunoglobulin, I think it's called. It's a protein in the body that fights produces antibodies, fights viral infections, and it's also found in mucus and saliva. So if you are a fan of Dr. Sebi, he always mentions that mucus.
Yeah, brings all the illness. A lot of.
So there's always mucus present in every illness. So it's funny that that protein that is decreased when cortisol, which is stress present in the body, decreases. It's not present. So why is there mucus in that body? Why? So if the immunoglobulin was decreased, it's not in the mucus, and there's nothing to fight the mucus. And why does placebo effect work? It's nothing. It's the mind. Again, it's like you're tricking your mind, and how to increase immunoglobulin proteins is by happiness. So again, that's why the placebo effects work. There's people that have come out of their deathbeds, like literally on their deathbed, about to die, and they receive some placebo effect, and then all of a sudden it's like fresh body, fresh mind, fresh everything, all because of a different mindset.
So say that again. Someone's been, they've said that.
Deathbed. Like I'm talking about tumor on tumor, like they don't think they're going to survive. And the doctor was like, well, let's just try this. And apparently this is like healed everyone with cancer. And then they inject it. And then all of a sudden it's like straight away you can see the difference on the face, like they think it's going to work. And because of that belief, it works. Like the cancer goes, and I'm talking about a couple days. It doesn't just go on its own in months or something. It just disappears from the body. It's something that's quite unexplainable, but if you look at it, it's stress. And if I look at any terminal illness or chronic illness that, because I've been working in hospitals as well, not just mental health, so I've been doing a bit of both. And when there was like chronic or terminal illnesses present in people beforehand, they would always experience some sort of stress that they couldn't like handle, or something was building up to that level.
I was gonna say, what would you say though for like, because they say sometimes it can be like with sickle cell could be a gene illness, illness from the genes. So, but how would that come from like stress if it's from like a great grandma? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because how is it triggered?
The trait. I don't know, but how would you have because they say it's through your blood cells.
Yeah.
Sickle cell is your blood cells, isn't it? It's like abnormal blood cells and things like that. So
we all have bad genes. Like we all have cancer cells. We all have bad genes in us, which I never said, that doesn't exist. Of course that exists. It has some correlation and response to it. But how is it triggered? It's triggered by stress. So that's how you trigger an illness. Anything that is, like, for example, cancer cells, stress, anything like just name it.
I know cancer, like stress can.
But you believe sickle cell and that could be triggered from stress?
Absolutely, everything can be triggered from stress. Every disease that our body has, because that's so. Like I said, the immunoglobulin protein is what fights infections. It's what fights viruses, what protects the body. It's that layer that protects you. So what decreases that protein? Stress. So if you have a high amount of stress in your body, you're going to completely dissolve that protein. And therefore it's not going to fight any infections. Therefore you're going to be prone to everything.
Go on, bro.
Because I know that stress can cause obviously heart attack. It can burst heart vessels. Stress can also like, you can like have a thing in your, like, I don't know what it is, but like the back of your head,
even
like,
alopecia and all them things there.
Bust it, like your brain thing. There's like a thing, and it can just make you just trip out and like black out and that. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not sure if it's like a brain tumor kind of thing, but yeah, I know stress can.
It's a big thing, innit?
It causes a lot of things. Big factor to like you said, to a lot of illnesses. But I feel there's some illnesses that just like
natural,
it's just in us.
Yeah.
Like as humans, I don't know. Because, like you said, everyone's born with bad genes or some abnormal blood cells or cancerous cells. But
how comes people can fight disease? Like they have the same disease, but everyone has different sort of outcome to it. It's always about the mindset. It's not really like when I was working in hospital, a lot of people that were coming back often with diseases were people who were experiencing a lot of stress in their current life, and people that really didn't care. They weren't really so fussed about everything. They would just naturally heal themselves without even any medication.
Okay, I hear that though. I hear that. Also, do you feel you see, because when you're sick or when you're ill, obviously you get prescribed all these pharmaceuticals now, innit? So do you feel that helps with illness? Because what Dr. Sebi was promoting was like, the diet. Yeah, the diet, drinking alkaline, sea moss.
Internal health healing.
That's right, yeah. So all these pharmaceutical drugs that they prescribe us, even like when you got a headache and you drink, have a paracetamol, or I feel that these things as well are a lead to killing us, causing certain long-term problems that we don't know about as well. The food that we're eating, the tap water that that they're giving us, the water that we wash our skin in. These are the.
It's like a business. They never want to run out of customers. So whatever they prescribe, it's either gonna it might fix the actual issue, but it will cause some other issue. So you could always go back, or maybe just rely on it. It will only help you so much, so little that you still have to keep relying on it. I personally don't believe in medication like that. Maybe herbal, because it's natural, but all the chemical stuff, it's not really my thing. I don't believe that something chemically made can change your mindset. That's all you.
That's right, I agree with that. So see like for even like cancer patients, they give them a lot of chemo, which is radiotherapy, and that obviously some heal, some don't. But do you feel that is a good way? What is other treatments that you could do for that?
Reflexology. It takes tumours away. Reflexology is receptors on your foot.
Okay.
So you have receptors on your feet, on your hands. That's all connected to all the organs in your body.
Okay.
What that does is when you press on certain receptors and you feel pain, means there's something wrong with the organ. Usually when you keep pressing and pressing on it and it finally eventually stops hurting, it means it was restarted. So it does heal like tumours and things like that. So it's a natural way of healing. You can do it yourself.
Okay, how would you do it? Because I was still trying to process.
So you literally, say you have like your hand and you like have receptors all over your hands that are connected to every part of you. So
Okay.
you just would press firmly.
Oh, so
and
it's like a massage basically.
yeah, it's just literally pressing and seeing where it hurts. So I do reflexology, so I know that like there was a patient and she had massive pain in her toe, and you know it's connected, it's the brain. So I said, you know, something with the brain, you know, have you had any scans, did they show up anything? And she said no, but she has a brain scan soon that she was waiting for like years basically. And when she got there, she had a tumor on the pituitary gland. So reflexology,
What's that?
pituitary gland is
Okay,
it's,
like the third
in the
eye.
brain.
Yeah, they call it the third eye.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for real.
So yeah, sorry, go on, finish. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying the reflexology, it kind of got there even before all the doctors, without having any scans. It's kind of knew that, okay, there's a tumour.
Okay.
But obviously we didn't know that. I said there's something in the brain, but I didn't want to say anything because I'm not a doctor. I can't tell. So obviously when she had that scan, she was told it was a tumour. But she said it was worse than in giving birth, the pain that... And I was pressing it as any other part of... like other receptors, but that one really, she couldn't firm it, she couldn't handle it.
Okay, that's deep, you know. Still, so it's just basically, it's like instead of kind of relying on these, it is good to go to the doctor, it is good to go to hospital, like to check on yourself and make sure, because they've got the technology and they've got the know-how in it. They've studied for years. But also, you say to kind of rely on pharmaceuticals or to do certain kind of, it's not good.
I personally wouldn't recommend, because it's the biggest drug dealing company in the world.
Do you know what I think personally? Yeah, the only lot, I don't know. This is my opinion. I feel like, the word stress.
Yeah.
It's. I believe stress exists. It definitely exists.
Of course.
100%. I know that for a fact. But I feel like it's way more talked about now. Everyone's stressed. Everyone's depressed. Like why is it now? Like everyone's just depressed all of a sudden. And
Being a victim, being a victim
is the good thing now. You're the hero now.
Yeah, you're a hero.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Victim,
Whereas like,
society.
because when I look at like, see when I like talk to like, I don't know, if you like, if we was to talk to our parents and that, like back them times there, they weren't really stressed and that. And if they were stressed, they was getting on with it, bro. They were just doing it like. More time, my mum was stressed probably all the time, bro, but she was just getting on with it, like doing what she needs to do. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's why certain people have vices as well, isn't it? Like
Yeah, I feel like
gamble,
everyone's
some people
on the
would drink,
stress
some
thing
will
now.
smoke. You know what I'm saying?
You get what I'm saying.
And I feel in that time, like it's a different generation, innit?
So this
they
is
just
my
cracked
point.
on with it. Like
Exactly.
life's still, it's what
So-
we was just talking about a minute ago.
Exactly.
You know?
So do you believe that this generation is just weaker? A lot weaker than
1,000,000%.
than others?
But don't you think it's programs as well? Like, don't you
Yeah,
think?
of course.
Don't you think there's certain programs that have just
social
been
media
thrown
went
out there?
certain social media went around them times, so they couldn't really.
Because
That's right.
because
There
if,
weren't outlets. There weren't enough outlets. Yeah.
I get that.
because if you're like stressed to a certain extent that you can't control your emotions, that's when it can get very dangerous.
Of course.
So that's where therapies come in, like to help you control your emotions. A lot of men would think, or women would think, oh, you know, you go to therapy to cry your eyes out, and that's not that. We're trying to help you control your emotions, because if you don't control your emotions, that's when, you know, paedophilia, domestic abuse, rapists, that's where all of that stems from.
Sorry to cut you. One thing I'm gonna say on the therapy thing, because I remember like I know people that's gone to therapy and things like that, yeah.
And they said it works. And
like before, I used to be like the therapy thing, but I can't like every single person I said that's done therapy, they said it worked, bro.
They advise it. A lot
Trust
of
me,
people say,
fam.
"Right." Like I feel I need to do therapy. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel I need to. I've never looked at it, and I always feel it's weak. Like doing it.
Yeah.
Like, why am I gonna sit and do therapy?
Every
Like,
single person
all
that's
right,
done
boss.
therapy, I said that, yo, this has worked for me. Can't lie, I got family members that said, yo, this worked for me. People I wouldn't even expect to do therapy, you know the ones.
Because why would you ignore something that controls everything in your life? The way you are, who you are today, where you are, how you are, it's all comes down from your mindset. Even what you've achieved in life and everything that you've gone through, again, it's mindset. Obviously, there's external things that can happen, but how you come out of it, your reactions, your actions, everything comes from the mindset. And everyone goes to the gym, they take care of their physical health. Some people might even do like internal healing, like you said, good diets, Dr. Sebi, you know, massages, reflexology, that's all internal health. But everyone forgets the main aspect, what is behind internal health, what is behind physical health, what's behind your whole life.
The brain controls everything. The mind controls everything.
You can check, if you had issues in your body, everything can be replaced but your brain. Your brain cannot be replaced. You will die automatically. So
even down to like, you know, when you see like, you know, like back in the day, you be like, oh, this person's big for nothing. Like you might see some certain henchman, like they do boxing, they do all of that. But see, when it comes to a real fight, they're getting knocked out. That's all to do with the mind as well.
right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas like someone that's way smaller and they don't go gym and all of that. Their mindset is, yo, like,
I'm gonna mash up everything.
do you understand? And they mash man up. Do you feel me? Like,
it's confidence. Even when you're training in the gym, it's the same thing, yeah? I remember like when I first started training properly, like I'll say to my brother, like, right, you'll say, yeah, come, we're gonna do deadlift for instance, and then he might go up, like we go past the 100 mark, and but once I'm seeing him doing it, like boom, and I'm saying, nah, fam, I can't. He said, but that's a mindset thing. Have you tried it? You get me? Like,
haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, you haven't even tried it. You're telling me you can't, but I'm telling you you can, because look at my man there. He's twice, like he's not even as big as you, and he's doing it, but his mindset, he's saying, yeah,
I can do it.
Put more on. You know what I mean? There. So it is, the mindset is it, and it was back to what we was even talking about earlier, like even like getting up, doing things like, you know, like that you enjoy, but sometimes like going studio, it just becomes long. You're like, oh, I don't even want to do it.
Might
today.
feel
It's
like
the
a chore
mindset.
today or something.
It feels like a chore. You just want to chill out. It's easier to chill out. It's easier to be in your own, like, you know what I mean, sanctuary, like your own space, your own comfort zone. Oh, let me just put my feet up. But then life's still going on, you know. People, the artists are still out there recording. Podcasts are still recording.
Facts, bro.
Money's still getting, you know what I mean, innit? People are still going to work. People are still going to earn money. So
everything's in the mic. I was chatting to one of my big bros today. You know him as well. One of the big bros. And I was just chatting. I'm just like, yo, my brother, long time and that. He's like, bro, I've just been mad depressed. I've been gone for a long. But I've been depressed in my house for like 2 months, bro. Like, You're saying, bro, I feel like nothing's working and You know what I'm trying to say, but it's all a mindset thing, man. It's all a mindset thing, man. I had to tell him, like, not snap out of it, but brother.
Yeah, come on,
snap
man.
out of it, man.
Yeah, wake up, kind of.
Come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Things will get better. There'll be light at the end of the tunnel. That's how I look at it. Because even for me, growing up, I would say my personality, there was a lot of trauma I went through. So I was always emotional. I'll say out of like my friends, I'm like the emotional one. Like I was easy to wind up. And my dad always told me something. He said, "Rah, you need to take like," because there'll be certain situations I'm telling him, and he's saying to me,
Man up.
no, he's saying basically take the emotion out of the situation, kind of, because that's the generation again. He's not complaining about nothing. So certain things I will complain to him about, like, oh, this, da. He's saying, but look, I'm doing it. I'm going through it. I've been through that 10 times worse. Or when I was 15, for instance, I had to be a latch door key kid, and my mum wasn't in the country, and you see what I'm saying. But he would tell me take the emotion out of the situation, and that's what it is, emotion, innit? Emotion brings anger. Emotion brings happiness. Emotion brings sadness. You see what I'm saying?
That's why the whole therapy thing is actually to control your emotions. It's not like some, obviously, don't get me wrong, every therapist has its own techniques and whatnot, but I don't really dig into the past. I don't need to. I just focus on the emotions, like what emotions are you experiencing? If you're depressed, you're in the past. If you're anxious, you're in the future. No one really is in the present moment.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah, depressed is the past, anxious the future. Yeah, you're anxious about something that's about to happen.
Yeah, because the anxiety is building up.
You can't be anxious about something that happened before.
Before, yeah.
And not many
that
people,
don't make sense, does it?
No.
Not many people are in the present moment as well. They struggle to be in that present moment. And that's the thing about like when I have therapies with people, I always just ask if they don't want to tell me what's been going on. I just say, okay, how are you feeling? Because from there I can give you methods and that will help you. You know, you don't even need to tell me. You don't need to tell me everything. And that's where it comes. Like a lot of people are scared to tell the past because they're judged so much on the past, and that's why a lot of people don't want to go to therapy because one, they're scared of the truth, or maybe they don't want to tell the truth, or they don't want to dig into the past, or they don't want to be triggered. But that's not how therapy should work. It should be mental exercises that can, what do you want to be, who do you want to become, what do you want to achieve, what bothers you, and you get, you know, all the mental exercises. Just like physical exercises, there's mental exercises, and it's just not visible to the eye. Again, when you go work out, you're not going to see your results straight away. You might see a little tweak here and there, a little pump, and exactly the same thing with mental health. It works, but you just need to give it time. You need to be consistent. But no one's doing mental exercises. Nobody.
No word. I was gonna say 2 things. I don't think we even asked this. One was what made you get into this, and 2, like when you got into it, and 3, like how you even, like, let's say someone else wanted to get into what you're doing. How would they get into it? There are questions in one, innit? I know.
So how I got into it. Actually, I was I always liked helping people, but it wasn't never my thing. Like, you know, people come to me for advice, but I wasn't even serious back then. And I remember I was completely broke and I had to get some money, and someone said, oh, go and work in mental health, because you get your training, everything, you just go in. It's not like a normal typical job, you know, you get agencies, you work everywhere. And I said, okay, that's cool. And I sort of went there, and then I seen it with my own eyes, and I said, wow, like, I will explain what I seen. It was my first shift, and I seen a patient just run as fast as they can from the end of the corridor to the wall and just bang their head. And you would, no, but you,
cartoon type
that's mental health. Like, if you work in those institutes, you see that often. But like really fast and really hard. Yeah, and I was like, no one was stopping them, because you couldn't. You physically couldn't. There wasn't enough staff. They're always understaffed. And
don't they make all the things soft in there for them though, so they don't hurt them?
No, of course, no. These people have bruises. Yeah. So I was placed on this patient, and it was just me, and I can't legally allowed to restrain someone by myself. So I had to try and obviously calm this person down, but I knew by saying don't do this, it's not going to work. So I just sort of said, look, I'm not going to stop you. I just want to know why. Like, what drives you to do this? How does this help you? What effects does it have? And this patient had schizophrenia, and they said that when they go and bang that head off that wall, they don't hear anything. It's just a buzzing noise, like buzz. This is how they said it. And they're like, for this couple of seconds, they get that freedom of silence. And that's what really hit me. And I said,
I can't even lie.
yeah, and I said, wow, what's happening? Like, what help are you getting, you know? And then I remember going with these patients to like their therapies, and it was there's a reason why there's such a stigma in mental health, because the therapist, nothing wrong with the therapist, because when I studied psychology, I actually understood why they are the way they are. They don't get taught remedies, they don't get taught methods, they get taught book things. A therapist is someone you should go to who's experienced life, because that person will help you, that person will understand you. There's certain therapists who unfortunately will not help you because they think one method works for everyone, and that's how they were taught, and that's it. There was honestly, like, they were given the methods, physical methods, nothing, no mental exercises. They would literally say, oh, if you can't sleep, drink a glass of milk and have a hot bath. And it's like, there's not even a bath there. Like, they can't even have a bath. It's a mental institute. They will drown.
I was going to answer that, because they don't encourage, you see, even for the mental health patients, they don't encourage therapy for them after, do they?
I was an agency worker. I worked in over 40 hospitals, and maybe some of them had psychology visits once a week, like, lucky. The other ones didn't. Maybe once a month, once a year, they would have a review. And this is what I mean, like, the sort of the exercises they would get prescribed is obviously drugs and art therapy, or something that's not going to resolve the root cause of the issue. It's literally just putting a plaster on an amputated leg or something, you know, like, it doesn't make sense.
It's a little temporary thing.
They make them kind of rely on the drugs, innit, to kind of slow them down.
That's the thing. It's like the consumer. It's like going back into the pharmaceutical world.
Exactly.
It's literally keeping the client there. You know, mental health hospitals, they're getting paid a lot for these clients. They're getting
100%.
paid.
They get paid the bag for that.
I'm talking about
silly money.
Couple bags, a couple grand a day. Per person.
Per person still.
Yeah. So
it's crazy. I even see one. I don't know if you guys know that EO guy. I don't know his last EO. Is it EO crossover or something? He calls himself. You know that guy, the German song. I'm not gonna sing it though.
Go and do your thing.
Nah,
yeah, go on, do your thing.
I ain't gonna sing it.
Make it lively.
Nah, man. I said. I don't know the words of it, but something. There's in the German. Emma's in the German. You must know that song.
Oh yeah,
It was popping anyway. Yeah. My man was doing his little thing still. I can't even lie. But you know, like, who is it? EO. What's that guy? Dino Driz.
Oh, okay. I know about Dino. Yeah.
No, but you know my man then. You know my man still. But
what does he spell it with? What does he spell? How does he spell his name?
I think it's just EO. You know. Sure it's EO.
I think I might have seen him. Yeah,
anyways, though, he had a big song. He had a big hit called German. Yeah. It was Numbers. You know what I'm saying? I think he charted from that as well. You know.
Okay.
But I think shortly after that, I'll say maybe like a year after that, year and a half, he ended up in a mental institution, like mental home and that. I see one video of him. He's doing like Nino. That's what it was. And like, you're a sick man.
You're a sick man,
You're
fam.
a sick man, bro.
You're the sick man.
Sickest man. But hear what I'm saying though.
What have I done, bro?
Man, am I dangerous?
He's the sick man, cuz.
Listen, no, but when I saw it,
the sound what he's making, he's a sick man.
Dangerous, bro. When I first saw it, this guy, I was confused. I was like, bro, what's going on in that? But then I've seen this guy is dangerous. I've seen it's look cool in it. I've seen a video of him afterwards explaining
What happened?
the situation and how he even got to that. It's mad though, because you know, even like being in the public eye and that, there's a lot of eyes on you.
There's a lot of
So, like,
expectations.
a lot of pressure, a lot
Yeah.
of eyes
Trolls
on
as
you.
well.
Trolls.
Yeah, trolls.
I remember, you know, I think even I think someone asked me, would I let my kids do music?
That's a good question.
And I was like, "Raw." First I said no. Then it was like, "Raw, why?" And it was like, I thought about it and I was like, "Raw, you know what it is? See, for the music thing, like for me personally, like I just feel like you need to be hard bodied, innit? Long story short, not even hard bodied, but I feel like some people are
You need to be thick skinned.
Some people are very sensitive. They
Of
look at
course.
comments and comments will affect them.
And you know what? The
you know
majority
what I mean?
of these artists are like that. Like
Word.
even when someone will review their or have an opinion on their music, they get mad.
Yeah,
You get me? They're
100%.
upset. You see what I'm
I've
saying?
seen that. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
you know the way they get upset.
I've seen it.
Even
don't
with
remember
Dutch
it.
Belly, I mean,
What about him?
that, but obviously,
What happened to him? What about him?
well,
What?
his career's over, isn't it? Because of something.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. But then, yeah, I don't know if has he got mad? He's definitely
cracking on with it.
would have had mental health.
No, yeah, you would. Everyone's gonna. You know what it is as well, and that's another thing. A lot of us, suffer from mental health, and we don't admit it or we're in denial about it. You see what I'm trying
Or
to
yeah,
say?
you're subconsciously.
Do you
mental
experience stress?
Yeah, regular, nearly every day.
That's mental health.
Yeah,
That's mental
that
health.
alone's
health.
mental
Some people
health.
don't know that they're stressed.
Anxiety,
You understand that as well, though, innit? Some
That's
people don't know.
guys. Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
blockages. That's what I was going to say to you before. Like, I know that's a good method, sometimes just blocking things out and getting rid of it. But you know what? This is the problem that men are having nowadays. It's not, we don't need you to elaborate on your emotions. We don't need you to be emotional little crybabies. No one wants that. We don't even want women to be unstable with their emotions, right? But that block for pain is going to be block for pleasure. You can't experience the pleasure. You can only experience it to an extent because you have that wall in front of you. So a lot of people, for example, men, they don't realize that, like, they'll just put everything to the side, but they're missing out on so much life and so much pleasure, and they can't give their full love and they can't receive their full love because of that wall that's in front.
But I would say as well, if that's a situation, that could be maybe the relationship that they're both in. Like maybe it could be the female as well.
It's trauma. It's like if you experience pain and you start blocking it and you become numb to pain. It's not the relationship. It's literally you. Like,
But
you
you know
are
what it
putting
is
that
though,
wall.
because even if you're if you're in a relationship, obviously your relationship's meant to be like your partners. You're meant to know about each other's little past, this, that, innit? So there's certain things where, especially the women nowadays, they don't check in on us men. You see what I'm saying? Like how our mums would. You see what I'm trying to say? Not trying to expect the women in our lives to fulfill our mum's role.
Don't worry.
But
Just shut that one out.
at the same time, they're not checking in on man. The man them will check in on man more. You know what I mean?
What do you mean checking
Like
on
raw,
man?
like
Raw,
for
how's your
instance,
mental-
you could be in if you could be in a relationship, you could be in a relationship for years. You could be in the same household, and it could be a situation like raw. It could be like an anniversary of someone you've lost, and your partner fully well knows that you've lost someone. They know they're with you, innit? They know everything, and they forget. You get me? They're not even checking on how you feel, or even to feel, oh, raw, how you feeling? Like, or it's Christmas, for instance, and you might have lost your mum. You get me?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, how you feeling? I don't really experience that, and a lot of my peers and that it kind of go through the same situation. So this is what I'm gonna say from my experience is that as a man, it's like there needs to be more females that are willing to kind of have that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying there isn't, because there is, but I'm saying that's what creates the sometimes the imbalance in a relationship.
But do you feel like some of that is man's own?
Yeah.
Is man's own
It could
doing?
be both of you,
Yeah.
bro.
What I mean by
Could be
that, bro?
both of you.
No. Hear what I'm saying by that? I mean, as in
No,
like, raw.
100%.
Sometimes because you know how man goes on that, raw, we're men, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, don't
we
want to
don't-
tell no one that.
So
And
you see, because of that, they
Yeah.
might not even want to talk like that with man because they know
Like-
how man's gonna respond or know, like, you know what I mean? Man puts on like certain man put on this.
No,
Like,
you're right. The
you know what I'm
persona,
saying? The persona thing.
yeah. Like I could be like that. You see what I'm trying to say?
You know
It's
what I'm
real,
saying?
innit? Because I'm a
Facts.
man,
Facts.
and sometimes I'm not always gonna complain, or when it's an anniversary or something, I'm not always gonna say, "Oh yeah, today's my mum." I'm getting on with it. I remember it. My family, like the ones that know,
They know,
innit?
yeah,
Mother's
yeah,
Day.
yeah.
Come on, man. It's common sense.
Common
These
sense
things
stuff.
are common sense. Like to me, if for instance, yeah, I'm in a relationship. Yeah, if I'm in a relationship and then my partner, yeah, she's lost her mum, for instance, and it's Mother's Day. The first thing I'm gonna do is, right, how you feeling today? Every Mother's Day, because I'm a considerate person. Or you lost your father. How you feeling today? You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I know, yeah, because I've gone through losing my mum, innit, yeah? And there'll be a Mother's Day, yeah, where my man them, bro, will shout, man, and say, "Bro, I'm thinking of you today." And then there'll be even family members, rude boy, in man's family.
That won't.
Female members, yeah, bro, that won't, fam. Meant to be the head of the family, you're moving moist. You know what I mean? There. So, and that's what it is. And then man's partner might even be getting on with it because you're in your own world. You see what I'm trying to
got
say?
that
So,
own thing, yeah.
and this is what creates, do you know what? Fuck it, then no one, everyone only cares about themselves. When their family dies, they only care about their
So what
family.
you're saying is-
you want me to cry for your family,
get you.
but you don't want to cry for my family. Get out of
So
here.
I hear what
fam.
you're saying. You're basically
Man,
trying
let
to
me go
say-
and bill a spliff through, boy, and go and bun some cookies and some, you know the way there, gelato. Like, you get me? That's why.
So you're
But you
saying that's
see
why
how you-
men don't want to talk,
That-
basically.
Like, yeah,
That's
in my
literally what I'm
situation, I would say.
saying.
I'm not talking for all, but yeah, like.
But
you
that's
get me?
literally what I'm saying. You put that wall, like I'm gonna go and smoke weed. I'm gonna put
Yeah.
it to the side. Us women, we know that you might be hurting, but we know that you don't want to talk about it. So it's harder for us to
You never
reach
know,
out.
though.
I'm
I'm a person
even
that
saying
talks.
from, but that's for example yourself, right? But maybe
I'm a man that don't like to talk.
maybe
Different,
exactly like maybe the woman that you've been with, she was with a guy that didn't like to talk, and maybe he was rude to her when she did ask about certain things, and maybe she has trauma from that. Maybe a lot of these women that are in the family group that didn't pop up, maybe it's because you never mention anything. Maybe it's like so emotional
But
that
do you
they
think
don't wanna trigger you. So
Facts.
and because again, uncontrollable emotions do a lot of damage. So there's a lot of things that you
But
have
do
to
you
consider.
feel though, like you see in situations like, especially when you like lose a family member, yeah? Do you feel though it's always your job? It's your family. It's your family that you've lost. It's not your friend, you know. When it's your friend, everyone make the effort in it to remember them, innit?
Yeah.
But it's your personal family, so everyone that is your loved ones in that circle should
Feel the same.
have
kind
the
of thing.
responsibility of contacting each other, not because the world don't revolve around me. So I will do the duty of
You'll message
alright,
people,
I'll
you'll
message
shout
my
them,
nan.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
right, nan. Da, 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 da. But then I realized someone said this the other day. Yeah, I was chilling. I was podding the other day. One of the man them said this. Turn your phone off, yeah, for 3 weeks, bro, and you see who really cares, bro.
Man's
Turn your
knocking at
phone.
your door
Yeah,
and
don't
shit,
call
yeah,
no
yeah.
one. Yeah, you will see who knocks on your door. You will see who's contacted other people that are worried about you. Yeah, and it's the same thing. It's like kind of. You remember it, but just see if everyone else remembers it. And I guarantee it, you know, because the more that time that goes on, people like to throw things under the carpet. And that's what I'm, like, for me, like dealing with grieving, I feel that you always have to remember the person you've lost, innit, yeah? But you can't dwell on it, innit? You can't sit there and the world's over, because like death is promised to everybody. That's one thing, you see what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, it's always nice to remember them. It's not always, I don't feel that it's my responsibility or another man's responsibility if he's lost his mum for him to say, oh yeah, it's mum's thing today. No, like, we should, you see what I'm saying? Because they're going to do that automatically anyway, whether they're going to go to a grave or they're going to go to a plot or whatever it is. So, yeah, man.
It's again, like, I believe it's still a program, like how as a young boy, you know, you're taught to not cry. You're taught to not share emotions.
Be strong, yeah.
You're a man, you're this, you're that. It's the same like with women, but we don't obviously get told that. We get told different things. So when we hear that, you know, you're not allowed to cry and you're not allowed to, you know, we sort of program ourselves in that way too, to like not let you cry and be that man. We try and help you be that man. Obviously, I don't agree with that. I'm just explaining the
No, of
programs
course.
that are like present. And yeah, it's a sad thing. Like even when it comes to people, there's not much you can't control people, right? And but sometimes don't always, like, you know, when they say turn your phone off for 3 weeks and see who's there for you. You don't know that these people might actually be going through something as well. Like people that are not reaching out might actually be going through their little trauma
that's
as well.
true, though.
You know,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I think everyone's got this adult life, and I feel like it's just communication. Sometimes if you want, for example, your woman to talk to you about your emotions, say that, because we don't know that.
I like that still.
Yeah.
That's insightful still. So what's your plans for the future as well? Like, How you looking to like obviously with your therapy and how you looking to take that to the next level?
So when it comes to like the health side, I have a charity because not everyone is.
What's the charity name? Can you say?
Yeah, it's a Cosmos Intelligence.
Okay.
Because it's like universal knowledge and whatnot. But
That's dope.
Yeah, no, it's big. It's big.
Proper things. Proper things.
so I want my books that I'm writing and my guides and my methods to be accessible to everyone, not just to those who can afford it. So I have like charities and the radios, books and films. There's going to be like sketches that I'm doing, little clips and films of like methods and advice and everything you can think of just to help someone get through their day or get through their emotions or whatever sort of mental health disease, illness they're struggling with. That's it really with the mental aspect of things.
That's lit.
I was going to ask something. I remember briefly we was talking before, and I think you were saying anyone that's takes drugs, that's weed, whatever they take, it comes from stress.
Yeah.
Do you stand on that? You believe that?
Yeah, 100%.
Or an escape? Do you think it's an escape like a vice?
Yeah, if you're happy, if you're winning, you're not going to be taking something, or you're already happy, you're already full of dopamine. You don't need dopamine elsewhere, because weed, heroin, everything, that's all fake chemically made dopamine.
Weed, natural grown weed, not like weed that's
Not this weed, not cannabis.
not the Cali and that, but natural, like the Rastas, for instance. If you go Jamaica, like if you travel to places like Jamaica, you go Ethiopia, like they will have like in
Malawi
Ethiopia
and them places there.
there's a land called Sasha Mali,
Serious,
and that's where they get that like the highest grade, and the Rastas bless the weed. And when the Rastas smoke weed, they don't smoke weed because they're stressed. They smoke weed to meditate. They smoke weed to channel into a different zone. Basically, that's it. They like a lot of Rastas that I know that smoke weed. They're not smoking it because yeah, man, I have no money. They're happy, bro. Like when you go to Jamaica, you see a lot of people
calm.
they're happy.
Nice.
Whether they got money or not.
Exactly, they're calm. Yeah,
whether
nice.
remember how much gang warfare there is.
Serious.
Man got shot the other day. They still go a party, put on their clocks, and they go out and go listen to some Vibes Cartel.
But I think what she's talking about, though, I think she's saying like, right, the general. There's not.
She's got a point. She's got a point. But I feel with
not really
weed,
Rastas and that.
yeah, no, we're not though, and that's what it is. We're abusing. We're smoking skunk weed. We're smoking Star Dog,
Cali and all that
and it's
thing,
got a lot of chemicals that's creating chemical imbalance in a lot of the, especially the young youths and the older people. That I'm being real. A lot of mental health has been triggered through people smoking weed. I'm being
100%.
totally
Facts,
honest.
facts.
That's
100%
facts. That's
you know
facts.
people that's gone.
But
Yeah,
even when you
bro.
go to the like the Rastafarians, if we get there,
Rastafarians.
Oh, yeah, wait, say that again. Pronounce that again.
I was saying wrong.
Rastafari. We say in the local Polish.
I like the way you said it.
Was it
Rastafari.
Rastafari. Okay, cool. They actually drink it though, isn't it? They don't actually smoke it.
No, they smoke it.
They drink and smoke.
Nah, but they say that it shouldn't be smoked.
Say that again.
It shouldn't be smoked. That's
Some
what
of
they
them say that. There is some Rastas that say that,
Whoa.
but they put it in a bong. They put it in a bong, yeah. Chalice. It's called a chalice.
Chalice, yeah.
Not a bong.
Yeah, but you know what I've seen though? not a bong still.
It's a chalice. It's
You
a
know what I've
chalice.
seen though? See, like in Jamaica and that, obviously with certain Rastafarians and that, yeah. I heard like even down to the women. See, when they're pregnant, smoking high grade is a good thing.
Yeah. Look at that.
Man,
That's mad. I didn't even know that.
And a lot of their youths come out mad healthy and that. You know what I'm saying? That's their way of.
stress really.
Well, I don't know what to call
You see, we can't downplay this because remember, even with the with cannabis itself, the medicinal side of things, there's got a lot of benefits, the CBD oils, it's good for arthritis, even smoking it, drinking it, however you're taking. Obviously, smoking is bad for your lungs, isn't it? So it's chemical. But I'm saying a lot of patients, especially in like Canada and places like that, in Spain and all these places in the world where it's legal now, they use like CBD and cannabis or THC, even some THC because it's not as high THC for medicinal use and medicinal purposes. So I feel that's why I think with weed as well, why I say like how us like looking at weed, we don't look at it as bad, but there is, for me, it's pros and cons in it, because obviously if you're sitting there smoking weed all day and it don't give you motivation, then you shouldn't be smoking it. But if you're a man that, sometimes might need to have some people just need to might have an argument and have a quick cigarette. You get me?
But that's my point.
Control the nerves.
It's stress.
That's
to
my
control the
point.
nerves. Yeah.
But that's my point. It's the fake dopamine. But see, like the Rastafari, Rastafari,
The Rastas.
the Rastas.
The Rastas.
Like for example, they're like so religious about it. So I think it's not
Different
the
in that
best way to compare it, because like they've been brought up with it. It's in their culture.
But it's still the same drug though, isn't it? That's why we have to bring it up, innit?
But
the
I
same
don't
drug.
think it's good.
Not really though. If you're being honest.
Yeah,
we
it's
don't
not.
smoke that high grade.
No, I know some of us do, but I'm saying
Most of
you're
us
right.
don't.
We're not smoking the weed that they're growing. We're not smoking weed off of that land. You get
But
me?
you see how they
green
say
tea,
like they
smoking.
meditate.
Purple buds and that.
some Eastern European weed,
know what I'm trying to
boy,
say?
grown in a crop house.
Ouch.
You know what I'm saying?
Not like that, but like
No, but you know how you said it was like religious to them, you know, like how they meditate on it and they say that it opens stuff up for them. Like personally, I don't agree with that, but it's not because like the mental health aspect. It's actually because like I believe in the Bible, for example, and it says in the Bible that, you know,
not to
there's a reason why there's a reason why that part of the brain is not opened.
Yeah.
There's a reason, but that's why a lot of like, for example, schizophrenia, a lot of it is stemmed from weed as well, because it opens that portal and you know, you're just inviting energy into that portal. But that's a whole different topic for a whole different day. But you know,
because like back to it as well, because I feel with the cannabis as well, like me personally, it makes me creative. Like I'm not saying without it I'm not creative, but I feel sometimes it broadens my horizon. Someone might say something to me, I might get up in the morning, someone might say something to me, and I might feel just chatting, like it's just jarring. But then I might bun the zoot and I'm like, oh yeah, let me look at the situation properly.
it's only creative because of the dopamine.
Yeah, but do you think it takes a toll, man? Though.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It goes into every part of you, not just your lungs.
Cool. Actually,
what's that? Say that again. Toll on me.
Actually,
If it took a toll on me,
I won't ask you.
yeah. For me personally, the only thing I will say that it takes a toll on, what I've realized now is the time. It's time, innit? It wastes a lot of time. Smoking
100%.
does waste time.
Waste time. And
Kills
for
your
me-
ambition
for
as
me
well.
personally,
I don't kill my ambition though. That's what I'm saying.
But
For me,
would
it
you,
does,
would you
though.
say
I've
you
smoked
work?
weed since 14. I do podcasts, got food business. So like, it's always people even say that. Right, I wish I was like you know, and like you can burn a zoot and go and paint a 4-bedroom house. You know what I mean?
I couldn't do
But
that
would
still.
you say? I'm not saying that
couldn't
you
do that.
don't do anything. I'm saying, does it not slow you down?
Basically, if
Wouldn't
you weren't
you do
smoking,
things faster?
if you weren't smoking, you could be
I'll
doing
be
more.
more angry. I'm
No,
being
but that's
real.
the dopamine crash.
Yeah, maybe it
Yeah,
is.
that is
Maybe
that.
it is.
Dopamine
Maybe
crash.
it is. But I'm
That's where
saying,
people always say they're
Yeah.
like, no, I need the weed.
But
I'm
then
like,
there's some
why?
people, they
because
will-
I will react this
some
and that
people
way.
will be adrenaline junkies. So some people, like I got brethren, that when we grew up, they used to laugh at man smoking. But then man will jump on the R1. Then man, one of my brethren said, right, he'll prefer riding a motorbike than having sex. That's like that adrenaline junkie. He would rather be on a motorbike than beating.
Where's he at?
Exactly. So, and that's why it's called a vice, isn't it? Everyone's got their own vices, isn't it? And I feel that's what kind of keeps the peace in society. More of the peace, like everyone having their own little vices, what they're getting on doing. And the vices ain't good because it's a vice, isn't it? But at the same time, we're not here to judge anyone, innit? Because we're humans. Remember, you know, like you say, if you're religious, they said that Jesus, you get me, he made sure, like, you know, Jesus sacrificed for us.
Yeah.
So we're not perfect.
Yeah.
So, but we can always repent and we can always try and better ourselves. But we're never going to be that 100% perfect human being. It's impossible.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's written. So
Yeah, 100%.
So
That's why.
from kind of know that, it's like, I just crack on with it. Is that what you said earlier? I just crack on. What am I going to do?
No, but you have to mean it though. You have to mean what you want to change as well.
Yeah, no, I hear that. You have to mean what you want to change and make the changes. Like, so for me, it was more the emotion.
Just crack on.
Get me? Yeah. But I'm cracking on now. I'm cracking on. I'm not even stressing no more. You see the stress tick? Because back to what we were saying, it's a stress. What? No, I'm just getting on with it.
But one thing
Laid
you said,
back, like
though,
my granddad, how my granddad used to be. Just
Me,
laid back.
that's
Don't
my
care
granddad
about
was the
that.
same thing, you
Don't
know.
care
My
about
granddad
that.
was on the same shit. You
No
see,
business.
you see, for man, I feel like, I don't think people start smoking weed because they're stressed though.
No.
I never start.
We
I
didn't.
can tell you for free.
We didn't.
I didn't start smoking weed because I was stressed.
No.
It's more because it's around, man.
Yeah, but boredom as well.
I wouldn't know because young days I wasn't bored at all. I don't think it was boredom. I think it's around.
It was our environment. Like,
It's
my
around,
brother
man.
was burning, it looked cool. And then he was like, try it. You get me? RIP, man. But he's like, try it. It's like, yeah.
It's
And
around, man.
There was a certain of us from that day we hit that spliff. That was it. Still smoking up to this day. There's man that said, nah, it's not for me. Even my friend that introduced me stopped smoking weed after. He said, stop burning, man. But it weren't because we were stressed. It was But I'd say it's the environment.
It's the environment still.
But we
Yeah, but
always
the
have something to
environment,
do.
like this is what I'm saying. Like
Stressful
this is
environment,
what,
I'm trying to say.
yeah, like this is what I'm
it's
trying to
not
say.
Basically,
oppressed,
it's not-
oppressed
There's
environment.
not much going on around there.
Yeah,
So
like what
suppressed
we're gonna
type of
do,
thing.
dopamine, you know, because
Yeah.
I don't know the exact amount
She's
of
right, you know.
dopamine.
No, she's right. It's our
deep in it,
environment.
she's right still.
Our environment was dusty. Our environment was dusty.
See, the
because
dusty
you got to
estate.
remember, dusty estate. Because you got to remember, there's kids that grow up in different parts of the
Word.
world, even
And they-
different parts of the
they
country.
never smoked one
bro.
time.
They were going tennis, bro.
Yeah, of course.
You get me? They're playing
Yeah.
chess. They're playing.
That's natural dopamine, really.
See what I'm
Like,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's
Even
like
boxing,
I
swimming,
don't know.
yeah. Swimming.
I don't know
love
the
swimming
average
still.
dopamine. I don't know the average dopamine level in the body, but let's say, for example, it's 500. If you smoke weed, it goes up to like 1,500.
Jeez.
But if you stop smoking, not like stop, but like say you're off it and it goes back to that 500, your body requires that dopamine, so it will drop it like triple below. So it will be like minus 3,000. So then that's why you say you get angry, you will like react. Because remember, the weed stays in your system for like 3 weeks. So
She said, "Man's buzzing for
for 3 weeks,
Does
you're
it
getting
really
that
though?
dopamine crash.
don't know.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But when you're flushing out and that, if you have to flush out, like if you've got to like do like you know what I mean, like drug tests and that, you don't want to smoke no more.
You see weed though,
Takes
I don't know
about
if it
4
does
weeks to
much to
clean.
your lungs, you know. You know, it's so mad. You know why I say
I think
that?
the cigarette though.
Cause
innit?
see, when I was away, yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, when I was away, yeah, boom. I remember they had some. I think it was NHS come around and they do like checking everyone's breathing, the smoking thing. Aye, bare man's thing was high up, you know. I think if it goes red, like your thing's a mad thing. This is the number.
Not breathing properly.
Yeah, like your lungs are damaged and that.
Yeah.
Then my thing was pattern, bro. I was like, bro, these time man smoke weed every day, cuz.
Yeah.
But was you stressed in your life?
What do you mean?
Was you stressed?
Have I ever been
because-
stressed ever?
Weed releases the stress, you know.
No,
Don't get
that's
no,
what
not for
I'm
me.
saying.
No.
That's what
That's
I'm
the
saying.
difference. No, wait. I gotta stop you. Not
Yeah.
for me, bro.
It don't.
Bro, weed puts on more stress for me.
Is it makes you more?
Bro,
makes you think
let's say
more.
I'm thinking on something, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
say I'm thinking on, I don't know, something happened yesterday and I smoke a zoot.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna think
overthink.
more on that. Raw, like, bro, like, da-da-da.
But naturally,
That's why I
your
don't, bro, when
body
you ever
will-
asking me, bro, I don't smoke. I smoke when I go into bed. It's nighttime. One zoot, sleep. That's me now, bro. But that's
No, but you
that's
see
more
when-
addiction, though.
That's
I
when
think.
you were smoking back then, though. That's what I'm trying to say. Like when you were smoking back then, was you like going through a lot of stress in your life?
maybe subconsciously, but not to my knowledge.
No, that's what I'm saying. So you wouldn't have any effect on your lungs because it's stress. You know, so when you're smoking that weed and it's trying to cause damage to your lungs, it's not going to happen because your happy hormone is there working its way. It's not going to let you.
But I don't know though, because people that's happy and smoking cigarette, their lungs are getting
How do you know
damaged.
they're happy?
Damage, collapsed. You get me?
There's someone that's smoking cigarette.
How
that's
do you know they're
happy.
happy?
Doc Cotton is happy, boy.
Like, how do you know they're happy?
R.I.P. Doc Cotton. Actually, she's
Man
dead.
said Doc Cotton. You see what she was smoking cigarettes for real as well, innit? While she
real,
was,
cuz.
while she was
What?
in while she was filming.
She said
probably
she smokes like I think 40 a day. fam.
Super Kings. Say Doc
Super
Cotton.
Kings as
Doc
well,
Cotton
you know.
on the Super Kings.
This guy is a
Said she-
singer.
But that's when it comes to an addiction. then,
R.I.P.
isn't it?
Doc
Yeah.
Cotton. No,
R.I.P.
serious.
Doc Cotton, man. Yeah, man.
What's her real name? I don't even know, man. But R.I.P. anyway, man.
I'll be the
Bad
wrong
thing.
person to ask that still.
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, so yeah, and so you say your plans, so you're gonna take it to another level. So how can as well? That's what I was gonna ask. If someone went to like that's watching, went to contact you for any of your services, what's the best way to go about it?
Just literally message, call, whatever's on the profile, whatever's on the page.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, it's in the process because we've just got a radio station and we're connecting the radio to the website, so it's off at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll just plug you guys when I get it.
We'll just put it on the
Yeah.
description and that
Put it on
below,
the
so everyone can contact you and whatever. Yeah. Good thing, man.
Alright, cool. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we wrap up?
No, I don't, anything you guys want to ask?
I don't want to ask anything. No, I think we kind of touched on a lot of
The mental health, we done well with it, I think. Yeah.
And when we always like turn the cameras off and that, I think, oh, should have asked that, should have asked this. And now's the time, you know, my brother.
Now's the time. Now's the time. But no, I think everything's calm.
We
But
have
yeah.
touched on a lot, you know. We have actually touched on a lot today. Still, mental health, and that's a big thing, man.
No, it is a big thing, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, you know, anyone that is going through mental health, you know, don't be afraid to chat to someone, speak to someone, even if it's your mom, your close, whoever it is. And also, don't be afraid to seek therapy.
Don't be afraid to
help.
seek therapy, but I
Get
still
help, man.
believe my thing, my stand is
And ban your ganja if you want to ban your ganja. You get me? Trust me.
my stance on it is still though like raw. Like if
You know the nation.
like bro, you don't need to be on the internet talking about it though.
Nah,
Them
yeah,
guys
yeah,
that do
yeah.
that. I'm not on that. I'm not on none of that stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Man, on the
On
internet.
podcasts, it's calm. Like podcasting, I'm
Yeah,
talking
podcast.
now.
What I'm trying to say, but
Yeah.
see, going on like
Typing on
Instagram,
Twitter.
saying, "Raw,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
Nah,
I'm in the mad home.
Yeah.
Help me! They've kidnapped me. I remember there was one
They
gram
might be on
artist.
to you for that still. They might be on to you for that.
Blood. There was a gram artist, rude boy, in lockdown, fam. Man had the COVID mask. Man saying to man, not to me, but that to the public, like, yeah, I'm in the airport and they're trying to kidnap me. I've got no passport, and then he's saying he's traveling. Like, you get me? Not downplaying the thing, but that's why I say, like I said, anyone that's going through it, man, seek help. And like again, like what we was all touching on, the stress. It is stress. Try and find ways to de-stress, whether it's going gym in the right way. Innit? I'm not encouraging, smoking weed or anything like that. That's just my advice. But
I would say just to add things up, like even if you don't get, like, say if you said to reach out to people when you need help, some people will give you the wrong advice, and don't delete.
I'll give you the wrong advice too, probably. I'm that guy.
they tell you to go crash it. Go crash it, fam. Just crash it, bro.
Don't take therapy off the table because someone's giving you the wrong advice. Even a therapist can sometimes give you the wrong advice, because we all go through stress. Like, even though I'm trying to help you control your emotions, I struggle sometimes to control mine. And obviously that's another lesson and another method that I will use to eventually help other people with the issue that I was having. But like, I wanted to just add, like, anyone can end up in a mental hospital. Anybody can have a mental breakdown. Stop judging people that are having mental breakdowns or going through something, because anyone can end up there. We've had psychologists who were patients. We've had mental health nurses, doctors,
like
lawyers.
you said, artists. You see what I'm saying?
Anyone can end up there, because there's a trigger. Everyone's got that trigger, and anyone can just.
I've got that trigger then.
Yeah, we all
Everyone
have.
has something.
I'm part of everyone.
Sometimes I feel like I need to be in there. You get me?
Well, in the madhouse.
Yeah, but I know if once they give me the drugs, that's it, man's gone.
But triggers come from trauma.
Bricks with no shoes on, like Kanye.
Yeah, you're laughing, but
with an Arsenal t-shirt, JVC.
Bro, but it's some real shit though.
No, that's just me, innit? Yeah. And look, people, you see me laughing, that's just my character.
No, you
I'm
deal
like
with
that.
it banter.
Yeah, I deal with it like that, innit?
I've got dark
I am a
humour.
serious person, innit? I'm serious.
Remember,
I get offended
just
by
to say,
but
you definitely get offended by things. Too.
yeah. So I like to just,
Yeah, I get back. Like, I do that. I like to laugh at my mistakes and laugh at, like, bad situations that's happened to me. People don't get it, and I'm like, no, it's my joke. But yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so I'm not like laughing and trying to take it off. Because you're right, the viewers might get on to me.
Sometimes they do that. When we laughed at the other thing, we shouldn't have laughed at it, but it happens, innit? Just like,
not me, bro. You.
Cool. Whoever it was.
You're trying to make me look bad, Hey, you not watching this? man, trying to make me look. I laugh at everything.
Happens, man. Man just deals with things that way, innit? Man don't take things. Man don't cry about stuff as such. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with crying, though. Just man did not want to cry. If that's your journey, then go for it.
It actually has.
I cry.
Yeah.
Hey, still, I don't.
Tears release happy hormone.
And it's not on purpose,
naturally.
I feel like.
So you say you've never cried?
My life, of course I cried, bro. Of course I cried.
No, but I'm saying
my
like for
lifetime.
Me, I'm saying for me, like if now that's what I do now. If there's a sad moment, like I lost my brother, I was crying. Bro, I was crying for a couple of days. I don't care. No one can't judge me.
Bro, I lost a friend, and when I wanted to cry, and I couldn't.
Because you have that block.
Yeah,
pain.
he's blocked it out.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you're not getting it. Like I'm trying
blocked it
to.
out, bro.
Hey, when you're trying to.
Don't worry, man.
No, but that's what happens. Like, when you have that block for so long that it will
I still
literally.
rate that.
Like,
Rate
it
what?
will.
I rate that though. At the same time,
No,
I've been at
because
funerals with people. Yeah,
But that's a trauma response.
I've been
as
at
well,
funerals with people. Yeah,
Blocking
it?
pain. Yeah.
Not on purpose though.
But I think there's just some people that are just maybe they're just stronger. Like I'm just because I'm a man. I admit it. There's people that are physically stronger and mentally stronger. There's people that say it to me. Yeah, there's people that say it to me like the things that I've gone through. They're like, Fen, like if I went through what you've been through,
I would be dead.
Yeah, I don't know how. Cause and even for me, just because I've been through what I've gone through, and I'm still able to keep going. But this, like for instance, like what he said, he lost his brethren, and I believe him. I know he's like that. You see what I'm trying to say? And maybe even I've seen my friends at funerals and certain man ain't crying, certain man are crying. I'm there crying. And I always try to say, this funeral I'm going to go to, I'm going to be strong for the family.
Bro,
but
I
have to put my shades on. You get me?
Man,
like,
I went to my brother's funeral the other day, yeah? Probably like 2 weeks ago. Literally 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And I was there. When I left and I went home, I think the next day and that, I think I just left my phone and that. The day afterwards and I got bare and people shouting, man, the messaging man is like raw, like like there might have been people that I don't know personally, but they might have known man or through whatever, like music or whatever, and they've seen man and they be like, raw, I saw you yesterday at the thing, you know, but it's like, raw, like, you didn't look approachable though, like, you know what I mean? I wanted to come up and say, yo, like, well, go on, but you just didn't really look approachable, bro. When I went to the funeral, I remember I was standing by myself. All my brothers are here, you know. I'm not with them though. I'm by myself. Cause see, man, I take funerals serious, you know. I'm not like I'm not a guy that goes to funerals, gets mad drunk and smokes bare weed. That's not me, you know, bro.
I bum bare weed, but
no, I hear you. I won't even bring no weed out. Be my thing, bro. I don't.
That's
bring
respectful
no weed.
though.
It's not. I'm not even. It sounds bad. I'm not even doing it to be respectful. I'm doing it because for me, I take funerals serious. I'm not saying if you smoke, you don't take it serious. But me personally, this is a serious thing that man's at. So I'm not smoking, drinking. There's nothing for me to be happy or waved about.
I don't want to be there, innit? If I'm at a funeral, I don't want to be
that's
here.
your escape thing.
Yeah, that's my escape.
thing.
I don't want to be here, like, literally.
Like people, even I'm around my brethren, you know, but I'm by myself. You know them ones. All my people, family, friends are here, but I'm by myself though. You know them ones. Yeah. That's how it was for man. That's how I kind of deal with things still, and it's probably not. I don't know if it's a good thing, bad thing, but
It's your way of coping though, isn't
And
it?
then the next day, 2 days later, I kind of feel better. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not.
But you still felt, just because you wasn't, like you said, you wasn't crying, you still felt
Emotions,
the pain,
100%.
bro.
Yeah, but
the
you're gonna
loss.
feel it to an extent because you have that wall. You're
Yeah.
only gonna feel love to an extent. You're only gonna receive it to an extent. It's because you have that wall. Like you said, you wasn't able to cry like you wanted.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
I said, it's like a blockage. Like you literally blocked it. And if you can't experience pain, you won't experience the pleasure to that extent as well.
Bro, I got people coming up to man, like between, like I got people coming up to me and saying, no, I got people chatting to me the next day saying, yo, like I remember I come up to you yesterday and you was talking and that. I don't even remember that. You know the ones. I don't even remember you even
was
talking
in a
to man.
different zone,
I was in my own
yeah,
world.
yeah.
You know the ones.
And
It's
that's
like,
probably what it is. Maybe that was it's him.
It's
Like,
his
he's
coping
feeling it, but yeah, he's just tuned out.
Don't get me
If you
wrong,
know
but
what I
I've
mean.
used that method as well on
Is
a
it?
lot of things. Yeah, like
Okay.
it's not a good, like I
it's
realised
not
it
on
wasn't a
purpose
good
though, innit?
thing.
You admit it's not on purpose. It's just
No, it's
Oh,
just how we'll block
It's
it
your
out.
way of dealing that, and to be honest, if that's what you still feel after the funeral and after that, you felt better because that was his way. He went to the funeral, paid his respect. He felt it in his heart, but some people just can't cry. There's people like that. They just
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the downfall of that method. It's like you're kind of blocking everything out. So it gets more difficult later on. Like
see for men as well though. I think crying is embarrassing. Unfortunately,
No, you're right, yeah.
Because I remember even young days in school and that. I remember something I used to do.
Yeah.
You see, if I cried, I have to fight this person now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Let's say
So
I
when
don't
you
know-
ride out, go,
bro, you know, like if someone, I don't know, there's one time I remember like man's playing like some sort of game where you're just like throwing the tennis ball thing. I remember one time it landed on my eye, like you know, man didn't fall, it landed on my eye. Bro, I was balling. So the person that threw it had to fight them because I'm crying.
Yeah, you
He made me
violated,
cry.
yeah.
We got to
You
fight
hurt
now.
me. Yeah. You hurt me.
We got to fight now.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's just the way it is, man. I feel like, bro, like even you said like you've cried, I've cried in my lifetime, but you ain't gonna sit here and right now and cry.
No, man ain't crying on no podcast, blood. Are you
But be
mad?
honest, even if the
Oh,
cameras,
if I felt like that, I'll walk
bro,
off.
if the cameras weren't on, you probably wouldn't even cry around us right now.
No, but if I felt comfortable enough, I would. I've cried. I think I've cried around my bro.
But cool, but you wouldn't cry in front of her though. Maybe
I
not.
don't know her, but if I knew her, if I felt comfortable enough, and say like I was talking to her about my mum.
yeah,
That's a situation.
Trigger.
And you know what? I've got to the stage where it's like, because if I don't let it out, bruv, I'm just gonna be angry, fam.
Yeah, I hear that
And I
still.
can't go around the rest of. It's not your fault. It's not my friend's fault. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not
of
no
course,
one
of
else's
course.
fault.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's just a life situation that. And do you remember? It's not just me that's been through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think for
Spoke
that.
about it, yeah.
I think I've got to that stage now. Like even when I was talking, I was doing an episode talking about my brethren, like, and then I felt a bit where I was getting emotional. I was like, yo, I had to make my I said, yo, I'm not gonna sit on no podcast and cry. No way, rude boy. I'll get up and walk off if I feel emotional, and we cut it. You get me? Edit that. You get me?
Edit that.
Yeah.
It's
But-
probably people would appreciate that though.
yeah, I know, but
I remember-
I'm not trying to cry. on no
Obviously,
podcast
remember-
still,
Yeah, no,
Remember,
I wouldn't like to
Man
cry.
was watching
either.
man can say man was watching Stanley Man's documentary.
That was deep. That made me cry. Remember I told
Bro,
you.
that was deep.
No, that made me shed a tear. I'm
Bro,
being real.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was close to shedding a tear for that one there because, like I said to you,
Big up
man
Stan, man,
was in. I was away with him, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I bucked him there, and I remember leaving the gates and that, and I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I'm seeing. I think he followed man on Instagram, followed him back. I remember seeing his face, and I was like, raw, like man was actually. You know what I'm saying? Like even down to the music thing, like bro, he's one of my favorite rappers, bro. I'm not gonna lie to man, like he's cold at rapping.
Yeah,
but,
he's documentary.
When I saw the documentary and he was talking about how he lost his mum and dad, I think it was during his prison sentence. I can't remember if it was before that.
Yeah,
but he lost his mum and his dad.
He started breaking down, innit?
Then I think his aunties were looking after him.
Yeah,
and he just paid respects to them and. He just broke down
on camera.
Crying,
yeah.
But my man is like he's
a certified guy.
Still dealing with the trauma.
What I'm trying to say to you is that he's not a crybaby type of.
Yeah, no, he's not.
So you'll never get over death. Death is something we'll never explain. We can never get over. That's why I said when you said there's like difference. Like some people are strong, some people are not. Like I feel like. You might think that, but actually everyone has that mental breakdown point. So like everyone's got that trigger, you know. Like for example, if I come and shout at you, you probably laugh. He might cry. Like, why is he crying? Well, because maybe someone was shouting at him all his life. Do you know what I mean? It's like something traumatic happened when it comes to the shouting. Like, like people have different responses and blockages.
Or something. Could be your upbringing or something.
Like,
I literally had that experience as a child. When I moved to England, I was in primary school and the head teacher would take me out, hold me by my hands and just scream at me. And I don't know English. I didn't know English. I didn't know what I did wrong. And I don't know why he was doing it every day. And my mum wasn't aware of it and I couldn't explain it. And I thought I'd done something wrong. So I didn't tell my mum and he would do it consistently. So then when I left school, I would have that, when someone shouted at me, I had a blockage and I would cry automatically without being unable to respond. And then I had to learn like, oh, that's actually my trigger. It's a response. It's a trauma thing. And I had to kind of go through it. And now if someone shouts at me, I'll probably laugh as well. But you have to kind of go through that. Like it's just, everyone's got that trigger. You need to kind of find it and stuff. But yeah, like it's crazy.
This was a sick interview still.
I enjoyed this.
I like this one. I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, no,
man, even got to, I felt like it was a therapy session a bit as well. You know what I'm saying?
And I even got to like learn a little bit, even when you're talking about the bit with when you're like rub your get someone to do massages in their hand. That helps.
So one last thing, is it? So like one thing I heard about reflexology as well. I heard that's a big thing. I heard that like your feet and that. I heard that kind of like controls or there's something to do with your brain.
Your body, yeah.
To do with all of that thing.
All connected.
Yeah, because my uncle says that like when they go Jamaica or when they go Gambia and that,
take your shoes off,
and they stand on the soil wherever the ground is.
And man's been abroad and that, because different countries and that.
Energized, but that's how he does it in the garden.
Bro,
he was energized.
Bro, I've done the same thing. Take my I have sliders on, obviously barefoot, and then I'll just take the sliders off and fuck the sliders, bro. Man just feels a different type of energy. It's mad. Don't know what it is.
From the ground, innit? Because we're always used to wearing shoes, socks, always covering our feet. We're not living to the means of our resource, which is the land, which is the earth.
Even down to like even
our hair like fruits. We're meant to eat fruit. That's actually our diet.
Yeah. Drinking from
fruits. That's actually meant to be what we're meant to be eating.
Yeah, there's a lot of things about health. Like even this is just my personal belief as well. But like for example, there's certain fruits that look like certain organs and like certain colors of certain fruits.
Give me a fruit that looks like an organ.
Yeah. Like for kidney bean.
Looks like a what?
Kidney bean looks like a kidney. Cool. Like a mango looks like the pancreas. And mango, funny enough, is sweet, but it actually controls the insulin in the body.
That's mad, isn't it?
Mango controls the insulin.
He gonna eat it like a mango or something. That's Cardi B's buzz.
Oh, I love it.
Word, cuz that's a buzz.
But it actually controls the insulin, but it's sweet. So you see how some people with diabetes, they're told to not eat mangoes and things like that. But actually, that's natural sugar that your body can definitely digest. There's no problem with that. And the shape of the mango is literally how the pancreas is, and it's yellow, just like the pancreas, and it controls the sugar levels. So people who are diabetic definitely start eating mangoes because it will control your sugar levels in your pancreas, and that is what is.
Fun fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that still.
But it's everything. Like I had a problem with my eyesight. And I didn't want to wear glasses because when I was wearing glasses, my eyesight wasn't getting better.
Is that prescription glasses?
Yeah, it wasn't getting better, and it was kind of getting a bit worse, if anything. And I just
with
thought,
the glasses.
Yeah. So I thought this is a bit pointless. I'm not going to use this. And then I ended up searching like, oh, what can I do? What's like eyesight, anything to do with
carrots.
eyes? Yeah, they say carrots, but I was drinking carrots. It wasn't doing anything. And then
Carrots, like
Carrot
juice.
juice.
Probably,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a drinking
They should
carrot
say I was drinking carrots.
Yeah, and then I found black currant actually looks like the iris, and
Is it?
cold
Oh,
pressed.
it does, you know. Yeah, it does.
Cold pressed, and even blueberries as well. But I started drinking like cold pressed.
So you say black carrots are good for the eyesight?
Yeah, and it got my
helped
eyesight
you,
better.
helped you?
Yeah.
That's sick.
So you don't wear glasses again after
I don't
that?
wear glasses.
And what
no.
would you do? Just always just drink some cold press.
I've stopped drinking it because
do you
it got
again for your
better.
eyes
Do you
blur
wear
up?
anything or use anything to help you with eyesight?
No, so that was it. That was
the
it.
black currant.
No,
But
it could
obviously-
be contacts or something. I'm just asking.
That's
Oh,
what
no.
I say, yeah,
Yeah, I was saying, you have to ask.
nothing,
Okay,
nothing.
cool.
And I didn't even know about reflexology then because I would have probably tried reflexology because reflexology healed a lot of things that I had as well. I was actually quite ill at the beginning of my life, but I had a rough childhood, so that was all stress.
Okay.
And when I stopped stressing, I started to look at the things differently and started to evolve different sort of holistic methods, and that's how I know so much about it. But
See,
yeah,
when people age quick as well, is that stress as well?
100%.
Is it though?
Grey
Being
hairs,
bald,
grey hairs
what about
reverse,
bald?
you know.
What about being bald?
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on a minute. Wait. No, we can
Even
we spoke
grey-
about the bald
No,
thing.
just say
Now we
it.
brought
Grey-
the ass on
grey
that.
hairs
Before we come
reverse,
here,
yeah.
we was talking about the bald things.
Yeah,
Asking
yeah.
about
I'm
my bald
surprised
and
I ain't bald though. Still,
No, it's
that. But hear this though.
but you said you laugh at everything,
Yeah,
and that
I
is a
do.
medicine. That is medicine itself.
Alright, cool.
Laugh,
Listen,
laugh.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hear this. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
go
I'm the
ahead.
bald guy, innit? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I made me forget what I was gonna say. You
said,
no, it's before they were talking about the baldness. It was about
Grey hair.
what did you say?
Grey hair.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I remember we was asking. I remember I asked her how old she was. She asked me how old. She told me. She asked me how old I was, and she was like to me, "Raw, actually, no." When she asked me, I was like, "Raw, how old do you think I am?" And she's like, "You know what? It's hard to say because you're black. It's hard to say." So it's kind of like, don't that like remember people say black don't crack and all
Yeah.
of them type of thing there. So it's like
That's good genes, isn't it?
yeah. So has that got anything to do with? That's got nothing to do. Sometimes you got good genes.
Yeah.
So you don't age.
But no, but have you seen some
You know what I'm saying?
stressed out people though? There's people that are stressed out that are black that.
No,
and
I have seen that. Of course I have.
Some nitties and that.
Of course I have.
But maybe it's your cultural thing as well.
But
'cause
you're right.
Could be,
Black
innit?
don't
That's what I'm
crack.
saying.
Jamaica, you go to Jamaica, it's sun. Everyone's
Sun, yeah.
happy.
The
No
kind
one's.
like the food we eat as well.
Yeah.
A lot of like kind of food that's different. Like instead of like always eating takeaway, we're always eating home cooked soul food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying that's less oily. It's got a lot of garlic, got a lot of peppers, a lot of Scotch bonnet, like scallion.
A lot of
All
veg
these-
in it.
A lot of veg in it. You
Yeah.
have to take all these things that's good for your immune system as well. So maybe it's that.
Serious, you're making me hungry, cuz.
No, but even I realised I was getting grey hairs before, and then I was in a stressful period of my life. And as soon as I stopped, like the stress went away, my hair come back to normal colour.
Is it?
Yeah. I might have a little 1-2 grey hairs.
And like
somewhere,
Devlin's
but-
got bare grey hair. He's got a whole head of grey hair. That means he's stressed. Yo, Devlin, stop stressing, brother.
Yeah, definitely.
You got
stress.
Devlin. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. But,
We all
I
done.
think- yeah, no, we've had a good one.
It's a good one, man.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Thank you for coming through and that.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you.
It's a good
very
one.
much.
And hopefully we'll have you again soon.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah,
Come down next time, man.
definitely.
Maybe we could bring some stuff like some healthy products and like things that can, you know what I mean,
No,
like
no,
the fruits and
100%.
that and shop,
No,
yeah,
no,
and put the
facts.
like, you get me, you have to move like with Dr. Say, yeah, man, they get me,
That's
R.I.P.
serious. R.I.P. man. They
Get
done him.
me.
They done him dirty.
Yeah,
Man. We'll talk-
we know
so-
that's
you
another.
understand?
That's another story for
The
another
cancel
time.
man's thing, but
Yeah.
get me.
Get
We
me.
know the realness. Trust me.
Trust me. But yeah, man. Till next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, we're out.